Hi, it's Dan here again. Hope you're well. And in this next video, we're going to give you an insight into what happens in the club. At taylorcapital.co.uk, we have a free community, we have a club, and we have an investors club. And in the club, we meet on a weekly basis virtually, and we have professional presentations by sector, niche experts. For example, our commercial property solicitor, who's done over incredibly 10 billion of deals himself. And we've had Paul Davis on from Nimbus Maps giving us a full day's training, which usually costs £500 plus plus airfares plus hotel costs. We've had numerous other people do presentations into the group, really people at the peak of their game. But the bit that I like best, the really exciting part, is when we can help clients in the club make breakthroughs, help them with creative commercial strategies that they may not be aware of, because we've done a number of deals. Maybe perhaps you see things that other people don't see. And in this particular situation, it was actually Derek's deal. And Derek just bought a commercial property. It was a parade of shops and uppers. Fantastic transaction, fantastic deal. Any SSAS, income tax free going forward. But he had an issue. COVID-19 hits after he bought, and he had £1,000 arrears. But the exciting thing is, in this video, we'll give you a snippet. It's a very short snippet of what happens in the club, and we helped him turn £1,000 arrears into £40,000 capital gain. So we basically give an insight, creative commercial strategy, how to turn around a £1,000 arrears into £40,000 gain. I'm sure you're going to enjoy it. See you again. Yeah, see what might not be a bad idea for you, Derek, is because you're funding via your SSAS, there's no bank involved. That even if they don't pay May and June, but you're making it clear it's a deferment and it has to be paid by 1st of August or something. What you could potentially do is agree an uplift in rent for cancelling the whatever they owe you for them 2 months.
So I'll probably get a plan in place if that's something you would agree on. We've got to the accountant. We're looking at putting him on a lease where he's not only responsible for his internal repairs, but also the communal repairs, and the lease of the heads of terms is set up for the barber. So if the other two get into any difficulties, I was hoping to introduce the same two leases and maybe come to some sort of compromise with the rent that was owed, depending on how much that was and how difficult the situation was. I might say, look, here's a new style of lease. You'll be paying a small amount towards the communal areas, and give them some figures. And if you sign that, for 5 years, I'll basically either wipe out the debt or reduce it or whatever. But that's a kind of forward plan. It sounds.
Yeah, but even on a really basic level, because they're all traders, the three on the right-hand side, from a basic level, if their rent is just say £450 a month, or just round figures, £500 a month, and by the end of May and June, they're in arrears of 1,000. Then when they open back up, no doubt they won't have any cash reserves. So even if you had to come and go on the next month and it's £1,500 or £1,200 to £1,500, then that's a great incentive to say to them all, look, what we're going to do, because we know you probably won't have that money, we want to help you get back on your feet. What we're going to do is just increase the rent by 20 quid a week. Now, £1,500 sounds a lot, but 20 quid a week sounds like nothing. But in reality, that'll increase your value by £40,000, because that's £20 a week times 4 is £1,000 a year, times even a 10% yield. You've just gained 40,000 value there without knowing it. Kind of thing.
Is that something that the banks or surveyors valuers would be bearing in mind? That would have to create 2 new leases or leases to that effect, so that they would see the value added on the leases?
Well, if I were you, I'd get the lease in place with Simon, with the accountant, number one, and then replicate that. Because what you want to do to to create the carrot and the stick is, get some arrears built up May and June, potentially July, depending on where they are. But, and then replicate the accountant's lease on the other ones. So you have standard leases that have service charge provision and obviously management charge as well on implementing that service charge. Yeah. But I think it might be a great opportunity to, number one, be the best landlord ever and help them back on their feet while increasing value and rental going forward and a longer term lease. As soon as you get the first lease done, it's easy to replicate. I mean, you're basically changing very few things. And if every lease is 5 years, or one's at 4, one's at 5, one's at 6, so you've got staggered lease ends, which is not a bad idea either. But it's a great way of massively increasing value without anybody noticing, because what's 20 quid a week? If like the cake maker said, I'll tell you what, we'll give you a new lease to go and like the same as everybody else who's got, we're going to increase the rent by 20 quid a week, which is 3 quid a day, and I'll eradicate the 1,500 quid arrears. What are they going to say?
Yeah, they're going to say yes.
And you've just increased the value by 40k. It's a little bit cheeky, but I think it's nice cheeky. It's a win for everybody, isn't it?
It's a good angle.
Yeah, you get what I'm saying, yeah? So £1,000 per unit, £4,000, 10% yield is 40k, yeah? But more importantly, you got the £4,000 extra a year going forward. And that's a hell of a month. But when you say 20 quid a week, all right, that's amazing. How can you do that? So they'll be kind of on your side by doing that. They've got that perception of a 1,500 quid or 20 quid a week. There's massive difference. You also get reciprocity because of that, because they'll feel like you're an incredible guy helping the community here back on their feet. And you're just really amortizing that 1,500 quid over a long period and multiplying it. Yeah. So anyway, I think that's not a bad little move, and an easy yes for them. So welcome back, and let's jump in on the sketchboard how you can actually move a £1,000 arrears into a £40,000 capital gain. It's really simple, as you'll find out real soon. So just to start, we have a parade of shops and uppers. We've got 4 shops in a row. Great investment, because what we have here is multiple diversified income streams, local businesses, small service-based businesses that will not be taken out the game by Amazon anytime soon. So one of these tenants, this chap here, had currently stands at £1,000 arrears. Now £1,000 arrears is equivalent to 2 months 2 months rent, which at the end of the day, it's quite a lot. But when this tenant gets back into post lockdown, you got to think perhaps he's not going to have a cash reserves, and it's really incumbent upon ourselves to help the tenants and serve, and in the same way we're helping ourselves. So how do we do this? Firstly, we should make them all aware of anything that's available and the government help schemes that are around. There's rates relief, there's rates grants. There's also obviously the new fantastic business bounce back loans, BBLs, which we covered in a different video. And in terms of when these small businesses, we've got in this parade of shops, we have an accountant, we've got a barbers, a hairdressers, and a specialist cake maker, as we've talked about. So how do we help them, in which case helps ourselves, and how do we take this £1,000 arrears, and which is £500 a month over 2 months, and how do we turn that into a win-win kind of situation? Well, how we do that is